Welcome to Cleaning Business TV. I'm David Luke, COO of Two Maids and a Mop, and with me as always is
Ron Holt, CEO and founder of Two Maids and a Mop. I'll take the lead here, and we're actually going to talk to you about why or should your cleaning business actually have an actual office. David and I really tour the country talking to everyone from people that are considering owning a cleaning business to people that actually already own a cleaning business. And one of the things we hear quite often is, why do you actually need an office? In fact, there are franchise concepts out there that are completely home-based, and we offer a franchise concept as well. Ours is not home-based. Ours does require the use of an office, and we're going to talk to you today about why we think having an actual office for your cleaning business is extremely important. Even though that's going to create some extra costs in your business, we think there's some real benefits that will actually allow your business to earn more money down the road. So we're just going to kind of dig in and talk to you about those benefits right now. Dave, what's the first one?
Well, the first thing, the question we get is, why can't I just do it out of my home? Why can't I just roll out of bed and pick up the phone and start cleaning right from there? Why do I need an office? And everybody asks us that question. Why do I need an office? I could do this just as easy from my home. It seems that way first off, but that's not true in reality if you want a true business. For us, even that first step of getting out of your home and getting into an office to work basically kind of gets you in that mindset that this is a real job. This is not just a hobby. And for those, if you want a cleaning business instead of a hobby, you're going to need an office, because that's what I see. I see people that just do it out of their home. Mm-hmm. It's more of a hobby. It's a side job. It's not really a business. So for us, if it's a cleaning business, yes, it's a necessity to have an actual office.
Imagine your dentist saying, "Hey, come over this afternoon.
That's right.
Meet me in the extra bedroom, and we'll get right to work."
Right.
Sounds ludicrous, right?
Right. And you expect the dentist to be professional, but in our industry, in the cleaning business, sometimes you don't expect us to be professional. But that's why we are a professional house cleaning business. That's why our cleaners are called professional house cleaners. We take steps to make sure that's in process or in place, instead of just Susie coming over to my house.
So part one of this benefit, or the first benefit, is really just for you, the owner of this business. Right. You need to understand that this is a business. Mm-hmm. This is not a side job. This is not a hobby. This isn't something you're just going to do until you find something better to do. This is a business, or at least it should be. If you're not serious about it being a business, then unfortunately the business probably isn't going to make it that long either. So that's number one, the benefit to you. Now, there's some other benefits, and most of these other benefits are actually going to be benefiting your customers and your employees.
That's right. The second one is culture. You want to have a culture, and you want to have a place where you can build that culture of a successful business. And the only way to do that is to bring your staff in, to bring your cleaners in, to bring everybody on your team in, to have that meeting in the morning, to have that oversight, basically. But in order to build that DNA and that culture, you can't just do it calling people up on the phone. Now, there are a lot of concepts out there that are doing that. Just basically having this person come to your house at this time versus with this person. That just doesn't work in order to build a successful culture and a successful DNA. And that culture for us is we do it from celebrations inside the office. We do it from bonuses inside the office. And it builds camaraderie as well. That culture is built with every morning meeting. They get together, they're seeing one another, and they realize, again, that this is a business they're a part of, and they're not just doing it out of their homes as a side job. Because not only do you want, as an owner, to feel like this is a real business, you want your cleaners, you want your employees to feel that way as well, that this is a real business for them as well, and this is a real job. So it allows you to build some healthy culture and healthy DNA, and also in building that healthy culture, you can deal with some inefficiencies. You can deal with some, this person said this, and this person said this about me, or this person did this. You can actually deal with those issues if you have an office, if you have a place where they can meet. If there's unresolved disagreements, if there's incompetence out there, the office is a place where you can have those disagreements resolved, where you can have that incompetence resolved. You can have all these issues resolved inside an actual office instead of just each person out of their home, basically.
So the year is 2014, right?
That's right.
I'm about to make a prediction.
Uh-oh.
And this is going to be all over the internet. So I'm either going to look like a fool or a genius.
All right.
Right now, more than likely, you're going to think this guy's crazy when I'm about to tell you. But there's a service out there that we all know, or at least most of us know, I would think, called Uber. U-B-E-R. Right. People love it. It's growing like crazy.
Right. Uber doesn't have offices.
Does not have an office. As a result, it does not have a culture. So as easy as it is for the consumer to love this business, because in their world, it's just get me to point A to point B, at some point, this is my prediction, Uber will collapse. Ooh. Can we get music in the background?
I don't. Maybe we'll have to look at that. Dun, dun, dun.
There you go.
Well, they did just have a lawsuit.
There's lawsuits coming in left and right now
because they didn't take the time to build the code. There's a lawsuit with one of the Uber drivers right now. I don't know. Can we talk about this on Cleaning Business TV?
Well, it's that or not air this. So okay. I think we'll go with it.
But one of the I guess Uber contractors basically has been involved in a lawsuit, and the passenger is suing him because he literally beat the person that was picking him up because they didn't spend any time building a culture and a healthy DNA. It's just this one-to-one. Oh, I'll just get whoever off the street and drive me from point A to point B, and that's not going to work long time.
So what does that mean for a cleaning business? Uber takes a passenger from point A to point B. What do? We clean a house.
Get rid of dirt. Nothing to it.
Right. So in our world, we've actually seen some failures. Uber is a little bit different because they're kind of changing, or at least they're trying to change their industry. In our case, our industry is pretty much set in stone. So we've seen some failures of businesses that have been home-based, or in some cases, mobile-based. And you can tell that it's very difficult for those people to really take it to the next level. They're never ever going to become the number one market share in every and in their location, like Two Maids and a Mop is in many of its markets. So you really need a culture, and culture. My goodness, culture. We could talk for hours about culture.
That's right.
There's a lot of great talks out there if you want to read about how to develop your own culture, but you cannot build a culture without an actual office.
That's right.
For your business. So that's the second benefit. There's a third thing we're going to talk about today as well.
And the third thing is quality control. For us, you got to know what you're sending out there. You have to know as an owner, you have to know as a manager, you have to know what kind of product you're sending out there. There's no way to do that if literally they're just jumping out of their home and going to another person's home to clean it. You need to see if they're in uniform, if they have all their supplies, if they're in a good attitude even. That's something that's handled at the home office. That if somebody comes in with a terrible attitude, they smell like smoke, you name it. Whatever the issue is, those can be addressed in the home office, but cannot be addressed if they're just literally coming out of their home and coming directly into a customer's home. So for us, quality control is huge for us because we got to make sure the product is professional when it goes out, and it's the same everywhere it goes out. This is from Washington, D.C. to Tampa to Fort Worth, you name it. Our product has to be the same each and every time. Our uniforms have to be exactly the same each and every time. Our cleaning supplies, our everything has to be uniformed. And that's been a huge success in our business, is having that office to allow us to grow a business in the cleaning industry and not necessarily just cleaners doing independent jobs here and there.
So maybe you're thinking at home, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just make my home an office. Well, there's still some reasons why you don't want to do that. What if your home's not located in the right location? What if it doesn't give you access to an interstate, or at least a quick access to that? So logistics is the fourth reason why you actually need a real office.
That's right.
We actually do some real detailed, in-depth studies on where our locations our offices need to be located within each of our markets, and there's a real formula to that. It's not just
and we do that for each of our franchisees.
Every single franchisee will actually be assisted with us. We'll work directly with you in finding that perfect spot that makes sense for you, both in terms of your budget and logistics as well. So in our case, we know exactly what we're looking for. We've done this so many times; it's like on the back of our hand. In your case, there's only one way to get the back of the hand information, and that's purchase a franchise. But if you want to kind of do this, we can kind of give you a synopsis. You really want to get the most bang for the buck. You want to look inside and figure out how much can you afford. Where are you going with this business? Do you need to build or find a space that you can build into, or do you need to find a space that just fits your current needs? And then, of course, like I said early on, logistically, where is it even located? If it's in the north part of town, that may actually forbid you from cleaning the south part of town, or vice versa. So Logistics is something to consider, and that's another big reason why you do not need to work out of your home with your cleaning business. So hopefully that's been informative. I know we hear that question quite often. It's a pretty hot button topic out there in the industry, and the main reason most people are on the other side of the fence really just comes down to money.
Right.
So what's the word? Don't step over pennies. Don't step over pennies.
Don't step over dollars to get pennies.
Bam. So that's something really to consider when you're thinking about, should my business be home-based or have an office. So,
that's right.
Thanks for spending time with us again. Hopefully you've learned a lot again, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks again.